Closing.
Perfect. As you step out of the suit. That actually doesn't look like, that looks comfortable. Like he looks like he is just a T60 power armor.
We're building real-life power armor that's fully functional. And it's sponsored by Fallout 76. Has that been spinning this whole time? Anyway, welcome to the YouTube build logs of the world's first fully functional power armor. In the last episode, I came up with the idea to build this, and together, Bogdan and I built mech arms capable of curling upwards of 70 kilograms or 150 pounds each. You guys left lots of great comments and suggestions, and some of you even guessed our plans for controlling the suit, keeping the pilot cool, all while being fully functional. In this episode, we're going to tackle the biggest issue with this project: my crippling back pain. Until we build the legs to support this mech, it's not going to be that useful, so Mike and I are going to build the power armor station straight from Fallout 76 for all further tests. And Bogdan and the interns, well, they're going to start working on the upper body and power systems. By the end of this episode, we're going to be able to do another strength test, but this time without risking my back.
In the last episode, we used the Elysium exoskeleton frame to test the arms. But in addition to not having any of the electronics or pneumatics mounted to it and being pretty uncomfortable, my back,
You're tipping over?
it's not really going to work. So in this episode, my goal is to use the Call of Duty exoskeleton power pack and upgrade it with the necessary pneumatics and electronics to work with the power armor. Alright, so now that we know that the electronics works and all the plumbing is hooked up correctly, I think we're going to clean up this entire backpack. So what I'm thinking of doing is let's get this hose out of here. This big hose is really in the way of a lot of things. Victory, nice. And then look at this, We're going to replace this entire useless super thick cable with just that. Rather than having all of these different T-fittings, let's just add a couple more push-to-connects down on this port here and run this line straight to the bottom here.
All right.
I think this is using a lot of really sharp old galvanized steel. I think let's replace this plate and then this back plate with more of this corrugated metal that has all the holes. That's going to save some weight and give us more mounting locations for a bunch of stuff. This buck boost, we're going to just replace that with this one here. And then the solenoid switch, let's make that control the PLC itself. So we can turn the compressor on, turn the PLC on. That's going to save a bunch of weight, make things a lot cleaner, reduce all the wiring and the tubing in here, and make it a lot easier to mount on the back of the suit.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome.
Alright, while Bogdan works on the chest piece, we're going to need a way of supporting the exoskeleton before we build the legs.
Building center from the apocalypse, we gotta use apocalyptic technology.
Alright, so just build that.
Yeah.
So, we're off to Princess Auto. We can just take my car.
Are you sure?
Plus we got the boost bender.
But once we get on the highway, you'll see how it indicates how the turbo's doing, you know?
Boost bender! Dave, let's go for it. That savings. That's that.
Set 2 one-ton engine cranes on the roof.
I do wonder what the roof is actually rated for. Nice! Rooftop tent, more like utility car platform. These guys are great.
So we want to build this and 2 of these. So we basically keep this linkage as is.
We have 4 leg struts.
Yeah.
We only need 2, and then we can use the other 2 and make a cross brace.
We might have a bit of a height problem though, because we kind of want the arms to be flat like they are in the picture, but in order for them to hold the shoulders, we would have
Need
to
to be
have
taller.
that arm be higher than the shoulder.
Yeah, so why don't we just cut that end off and extend.
With this. Yeah, you'd want it like almost 7 feet, pretty close.
Let's go look. No cap. Alright, so the arm is all put together. We've plumbed everything in. I've had Layla write some code for our Coon Bus Revolution Pi. This is the same industrial controller we used in Megahex and the power loader and they're super reliable and great for doing industrial controls like this.
If you'd like to learn more about how the Power Pack works, check out our circuit diagram at maker.io.
Before you get into the suit has a proper set of steps to open. It needs to make sure that the cuffs are deflated. It needs to make sure that the arms are extended so that it's going to lock itself into that T-pose position. It needs to unlatch the joints and then open the covers. Now, electronically, we have this wired in such a way that when the power is lost, this suit should go straight to the open position, which means that you can't get trapped inside of it, unlike in the show.
Don't leave me here!
And basically, it's time for the first suit up.
Are you guys nervous?
I think it will work. So we have this switch bank here that has all the controls on the suit right now. To open it and close it, there's this switch here. And then we got left and right arm control to extend and retract or just stay stiff. And then this big switch here is for the legs, which are also not hooked up, but should work.
So Layla, how much do you trust your code?
I tested it a few times without air. It was working.
Okay, well you wanna hit that. Yep.
Closing sequence now. It did not close. That should have fixed the closing thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run it again.
Damn, what is that?
I can't show that. That's NDA.
Moment of
All right,
truth.
Layla, don't kill me.
I will try not to.
All right,
Okay,
close it.
so closing.
Perfect. Latch, inflation. Okay, so this is rigid. You want to vent?
Okay.
Now this is free moving, and it's fully on me.
Whoa.
We should keep the inflation on just a little bit longer. What is it at right now?
5 seconds.
Maybe make it like 8 seconds.
Okay.
But other than that, that feels really good. And then turn off vent. So now I have a lot more resistance against the suit. I'm gonna extend this fully, but then yeah, hit open. Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
Why did
you
I
want
retract?
Open, sorry, I thought you wanted to see that.
Okay, there we go.
So you want to open it?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Let's maybe even, I pinched myself there.
Not bad.
It's all good, it's all good. We can make this whole thing a lot faster. Should you be like,
Okay.
Success?
success.
I didn't kill Bogdan.
Just a small blood blister. Little pinch.
This video is sponsored by Fallout 76 and Bethesda. This is fantastic because they are making this build possible, and all I have to do is tell you why you should play one of the best action role-playing games of all time. So if you haven't played Fallout 76 yet, you're missing out. It's an expansive world where you can adventure alone or with friends as you explore, build, and battle your way through the wasteland. Whether rocking your trusty Vault Dweller suit or customizing your very own power armor, the game is packed with new content, including updates like the Skyline Valley expansion and the Major Milepost Zero update, which lets you run your own caravan outpost. And there's even more on the horizon. New content including raids and pets for your camp drops as soon as December, and by early 2025, you'll even be able to play as a ghoul.
Best of luck out there.
So, what are you waiting for? Download Fallout 76 today and join me and countless others in the wasteland. Oh, and don't forget to use my link below so they know I sent you, so I can keep getting sponsored by Bethesda.
Okay, I have our new frame design fully completed, and I had Metal Supermarkets cut all of our steel. Now we just need to cut the angles and weld the whole thing together. All right, now that all these parts are measured, we need to drill out the holes. We need to cut all the parts at the right angle. All right, these are our main chest pieces that are gonna go right here. And then we need to weld together the frame. This is that first section that's gonna go right here. So now we need the two pieces that are gonna lean up, the crossbar around your collarbone, and the arm mounts for the two hands. This is the front chest piece, and the proportions seem to be basically perfect. Only thing is, I need some reinforcement ribs inside of the corners because this is pretty thin steel and I want to make sure it's nice and strong. All right, time to get these cleaned up and welded on. So I went ahead and added all these reinforcements in all the corners, which means the last thing left to do is just add some reinforcements to these threaded rods and mount this back section on some hinges. Get this welded on. All All right, so that's gonna go just like so. Allow me to mount the 2 arms on the sides. And this section goes right there. So now, this, you put your head through there, and that will close over my shoulders, just like so. All right, that seems to fit pretty well and swing open quite nicely. Next step is to get the arms off and to get the backpack out of the rest of the frame. We're gonna chop the old mounting points off. That's gonna hold an elephant. Ooh, leg supports. This should be more than strong enough to support my weight. Look at that, see? Very strong. Then we can weld this onto the backpack. And that's gonna be our backpack. All right, so we have our new mounts for the power pack. We have our whole welded section for the front half. It's time to assemble it together. It hinges, and it's nice and smooth.
Jacob, it hinges.
Okay, let's get these pneumatic cylinders installed so we can actually make it automated. Oh yeah. So once we're actually got all the legs on and the arms on, it'll be the back that pivots up instead of the front, but that's basically what's gonna happen. And then we need to plumb all these in, and then plumb the arms in, and then attach some more wires for the second control valve on the other side, and then test it. All right, let's get these arms on. Oh no, this is gonna be so much effort to get this on. Look at that, pivot and full yar roll. Look at that, look at all this movement. It's starting to look like power armor. Second arm time. We've mounted both arms, got the backpack upgraded, and made it open and close, which means it's time for a full systems test. See how this thing opens up. Slowly. Okay, so we can fine tune these speeds. So I think in this case, the best thing we can do is literally just get another ratchet strap and hold it down from the bottom. Nice. Perfect, so now you can see the back is what opened up. So everything's open right now. Close. Ooh, that was a little fast. If I miss a line and it's going down that fast, it's gonna smack me on the back. I don't like that. All right, step in. Left hand, right hand. It's a little too tall for me right now. I might need to adjust this. Or just step on something, a little step stool. Okay, that's about the right height. This arm's a little springy right now. This one's nice and locked, which is good. This one shouldn't be moving like that. So what I should have done is adjusted these before I mounted the whole valve. Okay, that's good. That moved up pretty good. I may have broken a fitting. There's a lot of moving components and nothing's tuned. There's too many valves and I can't see what I'm doing because the whole thing's already mounted on the frame. Really frustrating. What engineer designed this? So now hopefully this will move a lot faster right now. So this is with pressure. Better. So now the goal is to make sure it doesn't ever jitter. So right now I'm worried it's gonna go fast. There you go, see that's bad. I want slow, controlled movements with lots of power. All right, can I get a hand here? You take control of this.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Hopefully it doesn't pinch me.
Yeah, me too. Closing.
A little bit under the armpit, but it's not too bad. Okay, and then hit vent there.
Vent.
And there we go. I'm now wearing power armor. Okay, you wanna do the top 2 valves, do both retract.
It's like having my own remote control Bogdan.
There we go.
So good?
Nice, yeah.
Okay.
And then the other way. Sweet. It's actually quite comfortable.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, and then just turn on vent. Now I have free motion. Turn off vent, put it back to stiff.
Yeah.
So now I've got resistance here, but it's still under my control. And then hit open. As you step out of the seat.
There you go.
Well, it took some tuning, but it's working now. So the next step is going to be to do the chest piece. We're going to use that same shop coat as well as an inflatable life jacket inside to be able to actually support the upper body.
These are our pieces of our engine crane that we're gonna weld back together.
Man, this picture table by Sigmund is sweet. So, just because you have the ability to force metal ways it doesn't want to go, doesn't mean you should. Don't cut corners or you'll cut fingers. Sweet. Look at the detail Mike added. You can see this round boss from the front, right? But not many people are going to the back, but we got the X. And the hydraulic power unit goes right there. We're finally making use of the mech bay.
Yeah, right?
Let's paint it yellow.
It's banana! Okay, so here's the plan. I want to be able to wear the power armor, and I need it to be fireproof and comfortable. So instead of using pressure cuffs for the chest, I've gone ahead and picked up these inflatable life jackets. Basically, this goes on top. There we go. Full body pressure cuff that is nice and comfortable, should be able to hold a good amount of weight, and will allow multiple different users to fit into the suit. The only thing is, this only covers the front, so I've gotten two of them, one for the front, one for the back. And then on top of that, I'm gonna put a shop coat. This is the shop coat we use for the arms. The goal is to basically stitch up the front together, cut the seams down the side, and then stitch these inside of there so that I look like Terminator. This is quite comfortable. I think the next step is to shorten this a little bit. Go.
Start with the casters on the base frame there. Flip it over and throw the battery box on it. We'll lift this guy down to the floor and we'll try to get the main uprights.
All right.
All right, we're gonna have to walk around the corner and get the top half.
This looks awesome. Nice.
Not bad. Yeah. Crane arms.
Wait. It just fit. We put the
Yep.
these guys in.
Yep, they're next. I think maybe we should hang the power pack first. All right. Beautiful. So now the question is Bogdan's right-handed, isn't he? We'll put this on the right side. All right. So
Oh, it goes through.
it goes through. Yeah, got it? Beauty.
Yeah, just wrap the excess around.
That guy goes there.
Green to red. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Ooh, fancy. All right. Up we go.
Well, I'll call that a success.
This thing is dope. Nice work, Mike.
I mean, it looks good, but I think it needs just a few more details. But
Yeah, it's too fresh looking. I think
yeah.
we gotta spray some rust on it.
we should go check on Bogdan.
Yeah. Hey Bogdan, you gotta see the power armor station. It looks so good. Like it's straight from the video game.
You wanna try this on first? I call it the capron.
The capron.
Yes, it's a cape and an apron. I need more pressure.
Oh, there we go. This is gonna be the most comfortable project ever.
How does that feel?
That's the comfiest backpack ever.
Yep.
It is harder to.
The head hole, I need to fine tune the head hole still. What do you want to show me? Damn, you guys have really outdone yourself.
Yeah, we just picked it up at Princess Auto. Look at this. So depending which power armor you're using, you know which setting to put it to.
This is gonna look sweet. What do you say we get the body on here?
Yeah, see what it looks like.
Let's do it. There we go.
Holy moly. That's pretty sweet. Damn.
That looks really good. A little lower. There we go. Oh. Here, want to lift it up again? Sweet. Okay, so now that this is mounted, we're gonna put a big piece of aluminum plate across the back that's going to cover out all these electronics and give us mounting points for our apron. There we go, all right. So in the case that, you know, the whole suit gets shaken around, you don't want this thing hitting your collarbone, so I'm gonna put some of this pipe insulation right in there, and that'll prevent your neck from getting injured. Okay, so now we have a nice piece of mounting on the front, a nice piece of mounting on the back, so we're ready to install the apron. Okay, a little lower. So we want it to sit right about there. While I'm stuck here, I might as well tell you about our members live stream that's happening. In a couple days, we're gonna be doing a little live stream to talk about the Power Armor, so if you have any suggestions or questions, make sure to join that and ask away. Let's throw some rivets to hold that in. All right, now that we have the apron in, let's see if inflating it will hold the weight of the suit. I think I might need a bigger head hole. Lower it down a little bit. Okay, I'm holding this on the way to my neck. There we go, we're good. So now we need to inflate it. So pass me that inflator tube. It's on me. You wanna drop it a little lower? Okay, other than the fact that it's choking me, it's not bad. Like, that's pretty comfortable. Is that as low as it goes? Is that all the way down? Am I holding the whole weight of this? That feels pretty light, to be honest. So the biggest problem that I actually had on that one is these rivets that I added right here. They were literally sitting right on my collarbones, and all the suit's weight, I think you can probably even see it. You see it? So all the suit's weight was right onto that rivet, straight into my collarbone. All right, so the apron is in, and it works pretty well. Need to make some adjustments around the neck, but I want to see what this entire thing will look like with all the armor pieces. So we've been working with things that have been helping us create 3D models on SolidWorks of all of these Power Armor pieces, and they are looking awesome. And we're actually releasing all of these models on things so that if you want to make your own cosplay, these have been optimized to be really 3D printable. You can 3D print them on like a bamboo printer or whatever you have at home, glue them all together, paint them, and have some really unique Power Armor. That's already starting to look so freaking awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, so obviously this current model is just 3D printed plastic, but in an upcoming episode, we're going to be adding Kevlar in here, as well as nanovating this entire thing. If you saw our episode on making real-life adamantium and making James's bones metal, that's the same process we're gonna be using on these. We're gonna make every individual piece bulletproof. Bullet resistant, nothing's bulletproof. Next up, I think we can start on the arms. Pins off. That's not a Power Armor arm, I don't know what is. I need to get this last section on. Good. Look at that. All right, now that this side is done, I've got to go ahead and do the other side and then manage the hoses so they don't get pinched while the suit opens and closes. This is just a prototype, just like the other ones. And this is a lot of internal material here. So what I'm hoping for is I want to remove this front section that's going to be in the way. And I'm going to cut a slot through the top so that it can actually fit over top of those sections there. Look at that. We've got the shoulders modified. Let's get these hooks off of here and then install them into the shoulders. And then to secure that in place, we're actually going to weld the pipe to it. The other nice thing is that this shoulder can actually pivot independently of the rest of the body, which is actually a good thing.
Do you remember, I think the last time I saw you weld was in Aquaman.
It was. I can't do this.
Dude, what? Why'd you do that?
Just to make these holes waterproof.
That's
You gonna redeem yourself here?
I'm gonna try. I'm certainly gonna try.
Okay.
Don't up because it'll kill me.
A little messy, but we're getting there.
First things first, we're gonna add these shoulder mounts, and then we're gonna have to put the shoulder on, run this chain through it, remove it off the old shoulder mount, and then hopefully lift the whole thing up and have it hang on the shoulder. All right, well, the suit is really coming together. The 3D printed parts really added a lot to it, and I cannot wait to see this whole thing once these are all metal. It's time for a suit up. I'm gonna power up the controller and hopefully get the whole suit to open up, step in through the back, close up around us, and maybe do a few curls. Get this thing actually up to pressure. I did add a few extra rivets than I was planning on to bring it back further, but I think that might have, little fitment issue.
It's probably not gonna open the way.
Probably not gonna open all the way.
Or it's gonna rip.
So this is open.
Right, so it's stretching the life jacket at pressure right now?
Potentially.
With a few 100 pounds of force. Well, I think I could squeeze in there, maybe. Totally safe. Just gonna stick my head up through here. Bogdan, the life jacket hole is taut and 1 inch wide. Have you seen that movie, Ace Ventura?
Yes.
This is how I was born. My chin is in the bar. I do not trust this at all. Okay, that's heavy.
Just let me know where you're comfortable.
I am not comfortable.
Do I lower this or do I close the suit?
Close the suit.
Can you move your arms outwards? There we go. Better?
Minus the armpits being squeezed by something. Why am I the test pilot? I think we're running into this shit. The proportions of the human versus this just don't line up.
Well, there's video game logic for you. Fits in SolidWorks. See, this is why it was important to 3D print all the pieces first, to see how they're all going to fit together, how the proportions are going to work out, and then modify them before we make metal ones. Do you want me to inflate it and see how that feels?
Okay, aside from the pressure, it's less pointy pain, it's just compressive.
You're now fully wearing power armor. You want to go for a walk?
How do I look?
Half of you looks really cool.
Or are you still? Okay, you're good.
You're gonna have to add heavy footsteps.
That does look really sweet though. For reference, we have the shoulders locked out right now so that James doesn't break his rib cage when he tries to lift a ton of weight. That actually doesn't look like, that looks comfortable. Like he looks like he is just
I'm holding my
T60
breath
power
because
armor.
I can't make my lungs bigger.
Did you want it tighter?
No! I want to be hooked back up, please.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna put a barbell across the front. Now the whole system is out further from his chest, which means we're gonna lift a little bit less weight, but we can still do quite a bit. Wanna give it a shot?
Guess so.
Another thing to note is we're only running at 100 PSI here, whereas in the previous test we were running at 200. And that's because our air compressor is currently the limiting factor. Hopefully once we upgrade that air compressor, we'll be able to actually run it at full pressure. 3, 2, 1.
I'm so strong.
All right, drop. We definitely need an upgraded compressor on this thing. It might be all self-contained. It's a little underpowered though. 3, 2, 1. Again, I do have the flows all the way down for safety reasons. All right, well, we've made a lot of progress in this episode. There's still a bit of fitment adjustments to make, and we'll probably want to upgrade the power pack long term, but the suit is working and it's coming along great.
So yeah, if you guys have any friends who love Fallout, make sure you share this video series with them because we're just getting started. And the next episode is going to be pretty exciting. We're going to be working on making the armor bulletproof. Guys, again, can't get out. Can't get out.